Welcome back to the channel Rare Coins History, where we take you on a thrilling journey through the fascinating world of rare coins and hidden treasures. Today we have something truly special to uncover, something that has captured the hearts of collectors around the globe and continues to shine bright in the auction market. I am talking about the United States of America $50 minted in the year 1918. This is no ordinary coin, my friends. This is a masterpiece from history, a piece of American heritage that carries a story of artistry, pride and rarity that makes collectors chase it with unmatched passion. So don't go anywhere, stay with me till the very end, because you are about to discover everything about the uniqueness, the features, the rarity, the incredible collector demand, and most importantly the current market value in dollars of this rare 1918 $50. You will be amazed and thrilled at the journey we are about to take together, so tighten your seatbelts and let's begin this adventure with full excitement and curiosity. When we talk about the 1918 United States $50, we are not just talking about a coin, we are talking about a symbol of the American spirit during one of the most challenging times in history. This coin was struck in the midst of World War I, a time when the entire world was going through turmoil and the United States was playing its significant role in shaping peace and freedom. The 1918 $50 comes from the famous Walking Liberty $50 series designed by the legendary sculptor Adolph A. Weinman. His design remains one of the most beloved and celebrated designs in American coinage history. Even to this day, collectors and even the United States Mint itself have acknowledged the Walking Liberty design as one of the most beautiful depictions of liberty ever struck on a coin. Now imagine holding this 1918 $50 in your hand. You are not just holding a piece of silver, you are holding a slice of history from more than a century ago. This was a time when people carried these coins in their pockets to buy groceries, to pay for goods and services, and to move through their everyday life. Yet today this same piece of silver shines as a jewel of rarity, commanding immense respect and value among serious collectors across the world. It is no longer just currency, it has become a symbol of American heritage. The design of the 1918 $50 is nothing short of breathtaking. On the obverse we see the stunning figure of Lady Liberty walking gracefully toward the rising sun, draped in the American flag, holding branches of laurel and oak symbolizing civil and military glory. She is walking forward with confidence, strength and freedom, a vision that inspired Americans during tough times and continues to inspire collectors even today. On the reverse we see the majestic bald eagle perched on a rocky crag, wings partially spread, standing with authority and readiness to soar. It is one of the most powerful images ever engraved on a United States coin, and it represents courage, freedom and resilience. But what truly sets the 1918 $50 apart is its rarity and its condition. Collectors know very well that not all 1918 $50 are created equal. While thousands were minted more than 100 years ago, the reality is that very few of them have survived in high-quality condition. Circulation over the years wore down most of them. Many were lost and countless were melted for their silver content. What remains today is a small treasure chest of surviving examples, and the ones that come in excellent condition, those with sharp details, strong strikes and original luster, are the ones that make collectors' hearts race with excitement. If you are a collector or even a beginner coin enthusiast, you should know that condition is everything when it comes to coin collecting. A 1918 $50 with heavy wear may still be interesting, but the ones that are preserved in near mint or mint state condition are the real treasures. Those are the coins that auction houses put under the spotlight, those are the coins that bring in breathtaking bids, and those are the coins that every serious collector dreams of adding to their collection. The demand for the 1918 $50 has always been strong, and in recent years it has reached new heights. The Walking Liberty design is already one of the most admired designs, and when you combine that with the historical year of 1918, you get a coin that is simply irresistible for collectors. This demand is further fueled by the fact that these coins are now more than 100 years old, which gives them the special antique charm that every collector desires. Holding such a coin feels like holding a direct connection to the past, a piece of history that you can actually touch and admire. Now let us talk about the heart-racing part, the market value. This is the part that gets collectors truly excited, because the 1918 $50 is not just a beautiful coin, it is also a highly valuable asset. Auction markets and coin shows continue to prove that this coin is a hot favorite, and it commands big money when the right condition comes under the hammer. The rarity, the demand and the history all combine to give it tremendous value, and some examples have reached levels that most people would not believe. Yes, my friends, today in the auction market, a high-grade 1918 $50 in spectacular mint state condition can bring in an absolutely jaw-dropping amount. And to give you A clear figure, a pristine example of this coin has been valued at an astonishing $354,000. That is right, $354,000 in words. This is the kind of value that makes collectors go wild. This is the kind of value that transforms an ordinary-looking piece of silver into a fortune, and this is why the 1918 half-dollar remains in such high demand for collectors who dream of owning this treasure. Here are some valuable tips to keep in mind. Always look for coins that have the sharpest details and the most original luster. Avoid heavily worn examples unless you are buying them for sentimental value. The real prize lies in coins that have survived the test of time with their beauty intact. Also make sure to check for authenticity, since such valuable coins always attract the risk of counterfeits. The safest way is to buy from trusted dealers or auction houses that are well known in the numismatic world. And if you ever find one of these coins in circulation or in your family collection, consider yourself extremely lucky, because you may be holding a small fortune in your hand. Collectors also know the importance of preservation. Once you have a 1918 half-dollar in your possession, handle it with utmost care. Never clean the coin harshly, because cleaning can reduce its value dramatically. Store it in a protective holder or case and keep it away from moisture and harsh conditions to ensure it retains its charm and value over the years. Remember, a well-preserved coin is not only a delight to the eyes but also a greater reward in the auction market. The beauty of coin collecting lies not just in the value but also in the story behind every piece. The 1918 half-dollar tells a story of America in a time of challenge and resilience. It tells a story of artistry by one of the greatest sculptors. It tells a story of rarity and survival, and most importantly, it tells a story of how something as simple as a coin can become a priceless treasure through the passage of time. So as we come to the conclusion of today's video, I want you to remember that the 1918 United States half-dollar is more than just a coin. It is a shining jewel of history, a masterpiece of design, and a treasure that continues to grow in demand and value. Collectors across the globe compete to get their hands on it because they know that this coin is not just about owning silver, it is about owning a living piece of history and a symbol of American pride and strength. If you are lucky enough to find or own one of these coins, cherish it, protect it, and understand its true worth, because the United States half-dollar of 1918 is a rare legacy, and in today's market its value has soared to an incredible $354,000. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that carries such history, such beauty, and such immense value. This is what makes the world of coin collecting so thrilling and so rewarding. Today I am going to share with you an exciting story about a coin that may look ordinary to most people, but in reality it holds incredible rarity and unbelievable value in today's auction market. This is not just a coin, this is a treasure from American history. I am talking about the United States of America Kennedy half-dollar from the year 1983. This coin is a masterpiece that collectors chase with passion and enthusiasm, and by the end of this video you will see why so many coin enthusiasts are searching their collections and hunting through old boxes in hopes of finding one. So my friends, don't miss a single word, because what I am about to reveal will thrill you, excite you, and maybe even change the way you look at coins forever. The Kennedy half-dollar has always carried a special place in the hearts of Americans and collectors worldwide. This coin series was first introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy, who was tragically assassinated in 1963. Americans were grieving, and the mint wanted to honor the fallen president with a coin that carried his image, so the half-dollar was chosen as the perfect tribute. From the very beginning, this coin carried not just monetary value but also emotional and historical significance, and people across the United States rushed to get them as a memory of their beloved president. Now when we move forward to the year 1983, we find a very unique story surrounding the Kennedy half-dollar that makes it stand apart from all other years. The 1983 issue holds a special charm for collectors because of its limited availability and the unique conditions in which it was produced. At this time, half-dollars were not circulating widely anymore. Most Americans rarely saw them in their pocket change, and the United States Mint was producing them mainly for collectors and for limited distribution. So finding a 1983 Kennedy half-dollar in pristine, untouched condition is like finding a shining diamond in a pile of stones. The design of the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar continues the legacy of elegance and respect that defines this series. On the obverse you see the strong and dignified portrait of President John F. Kennedy facing left. His hair details, his facial expression, and his commanding presence, all captured with incredible artistry by Gilroy Roberts, the chief engraver of the mint at the time. This portrait radiates leadership, inspiration, and remembrance. Every time you look at it you are reminded of the spirit of John F. Kennedy and the hope he brought to the American people. On the reverse you see the iconic presidential seal designed by Frank Gasparo, featuring the majestic eagle with its wings spread proudly holding the olive branch of peace and the arrows of defense surrounded by 50 stars representing the states of the Union. This design is bold, powerful and patriotic. Collectors love the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar not only for its design but also for its rarity. While millions were minted, very few have survived in top condition that collectors crave. Remember, condition is everything in coin collecting. Coins that were used in everyday circulation tend to wear down quickly. The details on Kennedy's hair fade, the luster disappears and the surfaces get scratched and marked. But when you find a coin that has survived in mint state with sharp details, blazing luster and minimal marks, then you are looking at a true rarity that can command extraordinary prices in the market today. What makes the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar even more exciting is that it was produced in a decade when silver content was long gone. These coins were struck in copper nickel-clad composition, yet despite not having silver they have skyrocketed in demand because of their scarcity in high grades. Collectors know that certain years of clad Kennedy halves are harder to find than others, and 1983 has become a standout year, especially when it comes to superb gem examples that have been preserved perfectly from the mint all the way to today. Demand among collectors for this coin is stronger than ever. Auction records show us again and again that when a high-grade 1983 Kennedy half-dollar appears, it sparks a frenzy of bidding. Coin enthusiasts know they are fighting for a prize that is not easy to replace, and that competition drives the value higher and higher each time. This is why people who are new to collecting are often shocked when they see the prices that these coins can bring, but experienced collectors know very well that rarity combined with condition is the ultimate formula for value. So what is the current market value of the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar in today's action market? My friends, prepare yourself, because this is the moment that makes everyone's heart race. A gem quality mint state example of the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar has been valued at an absolutely stunning $165,000. In words, that is $165,000. Imagine holding a single half-dollar coin in your hand and realizing it is worth more than luxury cars, more than a house, more than most people would ever expect from a coin that many think is ordinary. This is why the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar has become such a hot topic in the coin world. If you are a collector dreaming of finding one of these treasures, here are some important things to keep in mind. Always focus on condition when it comes to the 1983 half-dollar. The finest details are what separate a coin worth a few dollars from a coin worth thousands. Look carefully at the hair on Kennedy's portrait, the clarity of the eagle on the reverse, and the brilliance of the luster shining across the surfaces. Also, always ensure that your coin is authenticated by a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. These companies certify coins and provide grades that give buyers and sellers confidence in the market. Another tip is to protect the coin if you are lucky enough to own one. Never handle it with bare hands. Oils and dirt from fingers can damage the surfaces and reduce its value. Store it in a high-quality protective case away from humidity and temperature changes. Also, never attempt to clean the coin, because cleaning can ruin its surfaces and instantly reduce its value. Collectors and auction houses prefer coins in their original natural state, even if they have minor toning or color changes. Natural beauty is what brings the highest value. The 1983 Kennedy half-dollar also reminds us of the excitement of searching through change boxes, old coin rolls or inherited collections, because sometimes the greatest treasures are discovered where you least expect them. People often overlook Kennedy halves thinking they are common, but serious collectors know that hidden among them there may be a rare high-grade 1983 that could transform their collection and even their finances. This is why coin collecting is such a thrilling hobby. It is a blend of history, art, treasure hunting and investment, all rolled into one. The story of this coin also tells us about the lasting impact of President John F. Kennedy. Even 2 decades after his death, the coin carrying his portrait continued to inspire respect and admiration. People who collect these coins often say they feel a personal connection to history when they hold one, and that adds an emotional layer to the financial value. A coin like the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar is not just a piece of metal, it is a piece of memory, a piece of honor, and a piece of American spirit preserved in your hand. As we move toward the conclusion of this thrilling journey, let us step back and reflect on what makes the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar so special. It is a coin that represents history, design, rarity, demand, and unmatched value. It is a coin that transforms from ordinary to extraordinary when preserved in top condition. It is a coin that collectors across the world continue to pursue with excitement and passion, and it is a coin that has reached an astonishing value of $165,000 in the Modern market. So my dear friends, if you have a Kennedy half-dollar in your collection, especially from the year 1983, take a closer look. You may be holding one of the rarest treasures of the modern coin era. Protect it, cherish it, and remember that in the world of numismatics, even a coin that seems simple can hold a story and a fortune within it. Today we are going to dive deep into one of the most fascinating and surprising coins that has captured the attention of collectors across the globe. This is not just a coin, this is a living piece of American history, and it continues to grow in value and demand every single day. I am talking about the United States of America Kennedy half-dollar from the year 1972, a coin that carries not only historical significance but also uniqueness, rarity, and an action market price tag that will leave you absolutely amazed. So stay with me until the very end, because I promise you this video will keep you excited, thrilled, and hooked to every word. The Kennedy half-dollar series itself is one of the most loved and admired coin series ever produced by the United States Mint. It was first introduced in 1964 as a way to honor the memory of President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination in November of 1963. The nation was grieving, and the Mint responded quickly by creating this coin with Kennedy's portrait as a tribute. The design captured the heart of Americans immediately, and people across the country saved these coins as keepsakes from the very first day. The Kennedy half-dollar became not just money but also a symbol of memory, love, and respect for a beloved president. By 1972, the Kennedy half-dollar had already become a familiar coin, but that year brought some very interesting and unique details that make it stand out even today. The early 70s were a time when silver was already removed from the regular circulating halves. After 1970, the Kennedy half-dollar was struck in copper nickel-clad composition, yet despite not having silver, the coins of 1972 hold a powerful place in the hearts of collectors because of their historical context, limited survival in high grades, and the errors and varieties that make them highly sought after. The obverse of the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar proudly displays the strong and inspirational portrait of John F. Kennedy designed by Gilroy Roberts. His hair, his features, and the determined look on his face capture the spirit of leadership, courage, and hope that Kennedy represented to the American people. On the reverse, you see the powerful design of the presidential seal crafted by Frank Gasparo, with the eagle standing proud, wings outstretched, clutching the olive branch of peace, and the arrows of defense with the circle of stars symbolizing unity and strength. This combination of obverse and reverse has made the Kennedy half-dollar one of the most beautiful and symbolic coins in American numismatic history. Now, what makes the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar so special and so thrilling for collectors today is not just the design but the rarity. In top condition, while millions were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, only a small fraction of those coins have survived in superb gem mint state quality, and this is where the excitement begins. Coins that have been kept pristine with sharp details, full luster, and no distracting marks are incredibly rare, and those are the coins that spark competition among collectors and push prices sky high in today's action market. Another aspect that adds magic to the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar are the varieties and mint errors that appeared during this year. Collectors know that in 1972 there are special double-die obverse varieties that show doubling in the lettering or in the portrait details. These varieties are rare, and when found in top condition they become the crown jewel of a collection. Also, coins with strong strikes from this year are harder to find than people realize, and that is why a sharp, well-struck coin from 1972 can command so much admiration and value. When we talk about collector demand for the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, the story gets even more exciting. The Kennedy series already has a massive following, and when you add the historical decade of the 1970s, plus the rarity of top-condition survivors, you get a coin that collectors will never let slip through their fingers. Auction houses have witnessed incredible bidding wars over these coins, and the demand has continued to grow stronger every single year. It is not just American collectors who chase these coins but enthusiasts from around the world who admire the Kennedy legacy and the artistry of these designs. Now let us turn to the part that makes your heart race: the current market value in dollars. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, when found in absolutely pristine gem condition with luster, sharpness, and rarity combined, has shocked collectors and investors with its price tag in today's action market. One of these spectacular examples has reached the breathtaking value of $176,000. In words, $176,000. Can you imagine holding a half-dollar coin from 1972 and realizing that it is worth more than luxury cars, more than some homes, and far more than you would ever expect from a coin that many people once spent casually on groceries? This is the Thrilling world of rare coins, and this is why the Kennedy half-dollar of 1972 has become such a superstar among collectors. If you are dreaming of owning one of these treasures or hoping to discover one in your collection, here are some tips that will guide you towards success. First, always focus on condition. Examine the coin closely. Look for coins that still have their original mint luster with no heavy scratches, or where pay special attention to the fine details like Kennedy's hair and the eagle's feathers, as these are the first areas to show where. Second, always ensure your coin is authenticated and graded by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC, because certified coins give both buyers and sellers confidence, and that is what drives the best prices in auctions and markets. Third, protect your coin properly. If you are lucky enough to own a rare 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, never handle it with bare hands. Always use gloves or handle it by the edges and store it in a protective holder away from humidity or damage. Also, never attempt to clean the coin, because cleaning can destroy the surfaces, and collectors want coins in their natural untouched beauty. For collectors who are just starting out, the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar is also a great reminder that not every treasure has to be made of silver or gold. Sometimes even clad coins from the right year with the right rarity can be worth a fortune. This is what makes coin collecting such a thrilling adventure. It combines history, artistry, rarity, and the excitement of treasure hunting in one incredible journey. The story of the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar teaches us that value is not only about the metal content but about the survival, the demand, and the story behind the coin. The emotional value of this coin also cannot be ignored. President Kennedy continues to be remembered with admiration across the world, and his portrait on this coin makes it more than just money. It makes it a piece of memory and honor. When you hold this coin, you hold a connection to history. You hold a tribute to a president whose vision and words still inspire people today, and that emotional connection is one of the reasons why collectors feel so strongly about adding Kennedy halves to their collection. So as we reach the conclusion of this exciting journey, let us remember what makes the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar a true treasure. It is a coin born in a decade of change. It is a coin that carries the beauty of one of the most admired designs in American coinage. It is a coin that has survived in limited, pristine examples, making it a rarity in today's collecting world, and it is a coin that has achieved the extraordinary market value of $176,000 in today's auction market. This is a coin that continues to shine as a beacon for collectors, reminding them that treasures still exist in the world of numismatics, waiting to be discovered and cherished. Today we are going to uncover one of the most iconic coins ever minted in the history of the United States, a coin that carries with it not just value but also pride, history, and the spirit of celebration. This coin is none other than the United States of America Kennedy half-dollar from the year 1776 to 1976, the famous bicentennial issue. This is a coin that millions of people have seen, but very few truly understand the rarity and the incredible market value that certain examples of it can reach. So stay with me until the very end, because I will share with you the history, the uniqueness, the collector demand, the current value, and most importantly why this coin continues to set hearts racing in today's auction market. The Kennedy half-dollar was already a legendary series by the time the bicentennial celebration arrived. It had been introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination, and it quickly became one of the most beloved coins in American history. But when the year 1976 came around, America was preparing for something truly monumental, the celebration of its 200th birthday, the bicentennial. This was not just another year, it was the marking of 2 full centuries of American independence and freedom, and the United States Mint wanted to create coins that would capture the glory and pride of that moment in history. This is why the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar is so special. It was designed not only as currency but also as a commemorative masterpiece to honor 200 years of American history. The obverse of the coin still carries the inspiring portrait of John F. Kennedy designed by Gilroy Roberts, a portrait that represents leadership, hope, and strength. But the reverse of the coin was completely redesigned for this special occasion, and that is what makes the coin shine even brighter. The reverse features a dramatic and patriotic design by Seth Huntington, showing Independence Hall in Philadelphia, the birthplace of the Declaration of Independence. This is the building where the founders signed the document that gave birth to the United States of America, and to have that image on the coin during the bicentennial celebration was an incredibly powerful symbol. Collectors love this coin for many reasons, and one of the biggest is its unique dual date on the obverse. Instead of showing just a single year like most coins, the Kennedy half-dollar for the bicentennial proudly displays the years 1776 to 1976. This Reminds us of both the birth of the nation and the 200-year journey that led to the moment of celebration. This dual date makes the coin instantly recognizable and sets it apart from every other Kennedy half-dollar in the series. Now when it comes to rarity and condition, this is where the excitement really begins. Millions of bicentennial Kennedy half-dollars were minted both in clad and silver versions, but the truth is that very few of them have survived in pristine mint condition. The majority were circulated by everyday people who wanted to keep a memory of the celebration, and in the process most coins became worn, scratched and dull. But for the lucky few that were preserved carefully, especially those struck in silver or produced as special proofs, these coins today shine as rare treasures in the action market, and collectors are willing to pay extraordinary sums to own the very best examples. Condition is everything in coin collecting, and the Kennedy half-dollar of 1776 to 1976 is no exception. A coin that has been graded as mint state or proof with flawless surfaces, sharp details and strong luster is a coin that can send collectors into a bidding frenzy at auctions. This is why you hear stories of certain bicentennial halves bringing in incredible prices, while common circulated ones may just be keepsakes. The difference lies in rarity of grade and perfection of preservation. The collector demand for the bicentennial Kennedy half-dollar is unlike anything else. This is not just a coin, it is a piece of history that connects directly to the American spirit of independence, freedom and pride. Every collector wants to own a piece of the bicentennial celebration, and the Kennedy half-dollar is at the center of that desire, not only because of its symbolism but also because it carries the beloved portrait of John F. Kennedy combined with the image of Independence Hall. It is the perfect fusion of memory and history, which is why collectors from all over the world chase it with passion. Now my friends, let us move to the most thrilling part, the market value. In today's world, when you hold a 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar in superb gem condition or in rare silver-proof variety, you are holding a small fortune in your hand. While many examples are affordable for everyday collectors, the highest quality coins with absolute perfection and rarity have reached stunning heights at auctions today, and some of the most perfect examples of the bicentennial Kennedy half-dollar have achieved values that are simply jaw-dropping in today's action market. A spectacular gem of this coin has been valued at $323,000. In words, $323,000. Can you believe that a half-dollar minted to celebrate America's 200th birthday can today be worth more than a luxury sports car, more than a house, and more than most people would ever imagine from a single coin? For collectors who dream of finding one of these treasures, let me share some tips that could guide you on your journey. First, always pay attention to the strike and luster. Coins with sharp details on Independence Hall and the Eagle, as well as Kennedy's hair on the obverse, are the ones that bring the top prices. Second, look for silver versions and proof issues, as these are generally more desirable and can carry higher values. Third, make sure to protect and preserve your coin properly. Once you own it, never clean the coin, because cleaning can ruin the surfaces and destroy the collector value. Instead, keep it in a high-quality protective holder and store it in a safe environment away from humidity and damage. And lastly, always consider professional grading from trusted services like PCGS or NGC, because having your coin certified will give it the recognition and confidence it deserves in the market. The 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar is not only about money, it is about the story it tells. This coin reminds us of America's journey from its birth to its 200th year. It reminds us of the leadership of John F. Kennedy and the sacrifices of the Founding Fathers. It reminds us that coins are not just pieces of metal but pieces of history that we can hold in our hands and pass down through generations. When you collect a bicentennial Kennedy half-dollar, you are collecting not just a coin but also a story of pride, courage and freedom. So as we conclude this exciting journey into the world of the bicentennial Kennedy half-dollar, let us take a moment to appreciate just how special this coin really is. It is a coin that carries a dual date, a coin that carries the portrait of one of America's most beloved presidents, a coin that shows the very building where the Declaration of Independence was signed, and above all, it is a coin that has soared in value, reaching a mind-blowing $323,000 in today's market. This is why the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar continues to be one of the most demanded coins among collectors around the world. Today we are going to explore one such treasure that has taken the market by storm and continues to remain in the spotlight. The United States of America Kennedy half-dollar from 1971 is not just a coin, it is a piece of history, a symbol of remembrance and a mark of the American spirit. So if you are a coin enthusiast or even someone just starting to take interest in rare coins, this is a video you cannot afford to skip, because every detail about this coin can open the door to understanding why Collectors chase it with so much desire, and why its value in the auction market keeps going higher and higher with time. Let us set the stage by going back to the time when the Kennedy half-dollar was first created after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy in 1963. America needed a way to honor his legacy and keep his memory alive, so in 1964 the very first Kennedy half-dollar was minted, and it immediately became one of the most popular coins in American history. People lined up at banks to get their hands on them. Many never spent them, choosing instead to keep them as keepsakes in honor of the fallen president. This deep emotional connection is what makes the Kennedy half-dollar series stand apart from many other coins. It carries more than just monetary worth, it carries the heart of a nation. Now fast forward to the year 1971, and this is where the story becomes even more interesting, because until 1970 the Kennedy half-dollar contained 40% silver, but starting from 1971 the United States Mint removed the silver content and replaced it with a copper-nickel clad composition. This was a big change, and many people at the time did not realize the historical importance of it. While the coin continued to circulate widely, the shift in its metal composition created a defining moment for collectors, because it separated the earlier silver issues from the later clad issues and made the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar the very first of its kind. The unique features of the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar are worth examining closely. The obverse of the coin still bears the dignified portrait of President John F. Kennedy designed by Gilroy Roberts, and it shows his profile with stunning detail, a design that is instantly recognizable and beloved by collectors. The reverse features the presidential coat of arms, an eagle with a shield clutching an olive branch and arrows with a circle of stars surrounding it, designed by Frank Gasparo. This design radiates power, heritage, and the enduring strength of America. What makes the 1971 issue special is not just the design, but the fact that it stands at the turning point in the series, bridging the world of silver half-dollars and the modern clad coinage. Collectors view this coin as a must-have because it embodies history, change, and symbolism all at once. When we talk about rarity and condition, this is where the excitement really begins. While millions of Kennedy half-dollars were produced in 1971, not all of them have survived in pristine condition, and as every collector knows, condition is king in the coin market. Coins that have been kept safe with minimal wear, especially those in mint state condition, command extraordinary demand among collectors. There are rare varieties and minting errors that add even more value. For example, coins struck with double die errors or those that have unusual planchet issues can skyrocket in worth. Collectors hunt these rarities with unmatched passion, and every time a high-grade 1971 Kennedy half-dollar appears at auction, the buzz in the community grows louder and louder. The current market value of the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar in exceptional condition has taken many by surprise. In today's auction market, where collectors compete fiercely for rare coins, this coin has shown that it can bring truly astonishing figures depending on the rarity of the variety, the condition, and the demand. Prices can reach into breathtaking numbers, and one of the most exciting examples is when a 1971 Kennedy half-dollar in superb condition with the right rarity factors reached the staggering figure of $183,000. Imagine a coin that many people might overlook in circulation turning out to be a hidden fortune. This is the magic of coin collecting, and the reason why collectors are always checking their change, searching their coin rolls, and keeping their eyes open for treasures like this. If you are a collector or someone hoping to become one, there are some important tips to keep in mind. First, always pay close attention to the condition of the coin. The shinier and more flawless it looks, the better its chances of being valuable. Second, learn about the varieties and errors, because they can make an ordinary coin extraordinary. A double die obverse or a mint mark issue can transform a coin into a highly prized rarity. Third, protect your coins once you have them. Store them properly in holders or protective cases to prevent scratches or damage, because preservation is the key to maintaining their value. Finally, keep learning and staying connected with the community. Auctions, coin shows, and collector forums are full of information and opportunities to discover coins that may one day make history, just like the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar has done. The thrill of collecting is not just about the money, though, it is about the chase, the discovery, and the stories each coin tells. The Kennedy half-dollar series is filled with meaning, and the 1971 edition represents an era of change, an era where America moved away from silver coinage but still held on to the tradition of honoring a great president. It is a coin that every serious collector dreams of having in their collection, and its rising value in the market proves just how much it is sought after. In conclusion, the United States of America Kennedy half-dollar 1971 is more than just a coin. It is a part of history, it is a piece of art, and it is a treasure that shines bright in the world of numismatics. Collectors from around the globe keep their eyes open for it because they know the impact it has on the market and the value it holds in their collections. And when a coin like this can command a price as high as $183,000, it is no surprise that it continues to create excitement, thrill and passion in the hearts of collectors everywhere. So if you ever come across a Kennedy half-dollar from 1971, take a closer look, because you may just be holding one of the most valuable pieces of American history in your hands.